Welcome to my channel Sci-Fi Love Story. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. The alien fleet stopped firing. Thousands of weapons froze in perfect silence, their energy still charged, their targeting systems still active, their destructive power capable of turning Earth into drifting dust within seconds. But they did not fire, because their sensors had found something impossible. Something standing between them and the planet. One human, floating alone in open space. No ship, no armor, no weapon, no propulsion. Just a man in a simple maintenance suit, tethered to nothing, breathing through a small oxygen pack designed for short repairs, not survival in deep space. His name was Daniel Hayes, and the most advanced war fleet in the galaxy could not scan him. Inside the flagship, the Virelian command chamber pulsed with controlled panic. Tall figures stood in perfect formation, their silver-blue skin reflecting the light of thousands of data streams. Their eyes, large and black, moved rapidly as information flooded their nervous systems through direct neural links. Every scan of the human produced the same result. Error. Incomplete. Unknown. Their scanning systems had analyzed billions of species across millions of worlds. They could measure brain activity, emotional states, biological strength, even predict behavior before it happened. But this human returned nothing reliable. His form appeared. His mass appeared. His temperature appeared. But everything deeper failed. His neural readings fluctuated unpredictably. His emotional state could not be classified. His biological signal refused to stabilize into readable patterns. He existed, but he could not be understood. And that made him dangerous. One of the commanders spoke, its voice calm but tight. Confirm anomaly. The answer came instantly through shared neural network. Confirmed, target designation human, identification incomplete, predictive modeling unavailable. That had never happened before. Predictive modeling was always available. Always. Another commander spoke. Possibility of biological weapon. Unknown. Technological cloaking. Negative. Dimensional instability. Unknown. That word spread through the chamber like poison. Unknown. The Virelian Empire did not tolerate unknowns. Unknown things could not be controlled. Unknown things could not be predicted. Unknown things could destroy empires. But Daniel Hayes did not know any of this. He floated in silence, his arms slightly spread to keep balance, his breathing slow and steady. Below him, Earth turned peacefully, blue and alive. Above him, the alien fleet blocked the stars. Thousands of ships, each one larger than cities. Each one capable of destroying everything he had ever known. Daniel was not a soldier. He had never fired a weapon in his life. He was a maintenance technician. He fixed broken air filters. He repaired damaged oxygen recyclers. He replaced worn-out seals on station doors. He was the kind of person no one noticed. And he had been perfectly happy that way. Until 3 hours ago. It had started as a normal day. Daniel had been working outside orbital station K-12, replacing a damaged communication relay. His tools floated beside him, attached by simple magnetic clips. His mind was calm, focused, routine. He liked routine. Routine was safe. Routine was predictable. Routine made sense. Then the stars disappeared. Not all at once, but piece by piece, blocked by shapes too large to understand. Ships, alien ships, more than he could count. His first thought had been simple. That's new. His second thought had been worse. That's bad. His radio had exploded with noise. Voices screaming. Orders. Panic. Then silence. Complete silence. Every system failed at once. Except his suit. His old, simple manual suit. No advanced electronics. No complex neural links. Just basic life support. Too simple to fail. Too primitive to break. He floated there alone. Watching. Waiting. Inside the alien fleet, weapons had powered up immediately. Protocol demanded instant elimination of potential threats. Earth was irrelevant. Earth was weak. Earth was predictable. Earth would be destroyed. But then they detected him. The human floating outside the station. They scanned him. Standard procedure. Standard analysis. Standard prediction. Except nothing was standard. Their systems struggled. Their AI entered recursive loops. Their models collapsed. They could not predict him. They could not classify him. They could not understand him. And their entire military doctrine depended on understanding. Because understanding meant control. And control meant victory. Without control, there was risk. Without prediction, there was danger. Without knowledge, there was fear. Daniel saw the ship shifting. Massive weapons slowly turning. Pointing at him. He knew what that meant. He was not stupid. He understood enough science fiction to recognize the situation. Aliens. War fleet. Earth in danger. Him in the way. He should have been terrified. But strangely he was. Not completely. His heart beat faster. His breathing grew heavier. But his mind stayed clear. He had always been good in emergencies. Not brave. Not heroic. Just calm. Calm was useful. Calm fixed problems. Panic made them worse. He raised his hand. Not quickly. Not aggressively. Just slowly. A simple human gesture. A greeting. Inside the alien flagship, every system reacted instantly. Alert signals flooded their network. Movement detected. Action initiated. Predictive modeling attempted. Failed. Their targeting systems locked onto him. Energy weapons charged. Final calculations prepared. Destruction imminent. Then he finished raising his hand. And their sensors crashed. Not physically. Not mechanically. But logically. Their systems could not assign intent. They could not detect hostility. They could not detect submission. They could not detect fear properly. His emotional state refused to stabilize. He was afraid. But calm. Weak. But not helpless. Insignificant. But not irrelevant. Their models produced conflicting outputs. Their targeting systems lost lock. Error. 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 Across thousands of ships, weapons hesitated. For the first time in their history, the Virelian fleet could not decide. Daniel did not know why they stopped. But he noticed. He noticed everything. Years of maintenance work had trained him to observe small details. The way machines sounded. The way systems behaved. The way patterns shifted. The ships had been preparing to fire. Now they were. Something had changed. He didn't know what. But he knew one thing. Standing still would not help. Slowly, carefully, he moved his other hand. Not toward his tools. Not toward his suit controls. Just open. Empty. Harmless. Another human gesture. We mean no harm. Inside the alien command chamber, confusion deepened. The human continued moving, but not attacking, not fleeing, not submitting, communicating, but without structure, without protocol, without predictability. Their translation systems detected no signal, no code, no measurable transmission. Yet his actions carried meaning their systems could not define. One commander spoke, possibility of deception. Another answered, possibility of unknown capability. Another asked the forbidden question, possibility of threat beyond predictive modeling. Silence followed, because that possibility was the most dangerous of all. Daniel's oxygen indicator blinked softly. He had limited time. His suit was never meant for long exposure. He should return inside. He should hide. He should survive. But Earth was behind him. Everyone he cared about. Everyone he didn't know but still belonged to. Billions of lives. And somehow, for reasons he did not understand, he was between them and destruction. He swallowed, his throat dry, his hands steady. He placed one hand gently on his chest. Another human gesture. Simple, ancient, universal. I am here. I am alive. I am not your enemy. The alien fleet reacted instantly. Their systems flooded with new contradictions. His gesture triggered memory patterns buried deep in their cultural archives. Ancient signals, primitive communication forms, pre-technological behavior. Before they had become perfect, before they had become predictable, before they had lost uncertainty. Their AI flagged the reaction as irrelevant. But their biological minds did not. Something about the human disturbed them. Not as a threat, but as something older. Something forgotten. Something they could not scan. Because it was not data. It was intent. Weapons remained charged. Ready. Waiting. But no firing command came. Their entire fleet paused. Suspended between action and hesitation, between certainty and doubt, between control and fear. The human continued floating, small, fragile, unprotected, yet impossible. Their greatest strength was knowledge, and knowledge had failed them. For the first time in 9 million years, the Virelian Empire faced something they could not understand. And they did not know if they were looking at the weakest species in the galaxy, or the most dangerous unknown they had ever encountered. Daniel Hayes floated alone in the darkness, breathing, waiting, unscannable, and the galaxy held its breath. The alien fleet had faced supernovas. They had faced species made of living plasma. They had faced weapons capable of breaking planets. They had faced enemies that could bend gravity itself. They had never faced uncertainty. Until now. Daniel Hayes floated in silence, his oxygen indicator blinking softly beside his shoulder. Each blink reminded him that he was not meant to stay here. He was not meant to survive this moment. He was not meant to matter. But somehow he did. Below him, Earth continued to turn, unaware of how close it was to disappearing forever. Above him, thousands of alien weapons remained pointed, waiting for a command that did not come. Inside the alien flagship, the Virelian commanders stood locked in shared thought. Their entire civilization was built on certainty. Every action predicted. Every outcome calculated. Every threat understood. But the human could not be understood. and their systems were beginning to react in unexpected ways. Their predictive engines were slowing. Their targeting algorithms were producing conflicting results. Their neural networks were entering recursive hesitation loops. The human was not attacking. The human was not fleeing. The human was simply existing. And that existence was breaking their certainty. One commander finally spoke. "New directive, capture the anomaly." The decision spread instantly across the fleet. Not destroy. Not eliminate. Capture. Understand. Control. A single ship detached from the formation. It moved slowly, carefully, as if approaching something fragile or something dangerous. Daniel saw the ship approaching. It was enormous. Its surface smooth and curved, like liquid metal frozen in motion. No visible weapons. No visible engines. Just silent movement. His heart beat faster. This was it. Whatever happened next would decide everything. He could not outrun them. He could not fight them. He could only remain himself. The ship stopped a short distance away. A section of its surface opened without sound. Light spilled into space. Soft, white, inviting. Daniel understood the message. They wanted him to enter. He hesitated. Fear rose inside him, cold and heavy. Every instinct told him this was dangerous. Every survival reflex screamed at him to retreat. But there was nowhere to retreat to. And strangely, beneath the fear, there was something else. Curiosity. He had spent his entire life fixing machines built by others. Now he stood before something no human had ever touched. Slowly, carefully, Daniel pushed himself forward. He drifted toward the opening. The light surrounded him. For a brief moment, he felt weightless in a way that had nothing to do with gravity. Then he crossed the threshold. Inside the alien ship, gravity returned. Soft, gentle, controlled. The air was different. Cooler, cleaner. Daniel's boots touched the floor. He stood still, breathing slowly. The chamber around him was smooth and curved, with no visible seams or joints. Light came from everywhere and nowhere at once. He was alone. But he did not feel alone. He could feel something watching him, studying him, trying to understand him. A figure entered the chamber. Tall, thin, silver blue skin reflecting the light. Large black eyes focused entirely on him. The alien commander. It stopped several steps away. Neither of them moved. Neither of them spoke. They simply observed each other. Two intelligent beings from different worlds. Different histories. Different ways of understanding existence. Daniel raised his hand again. Not in defense. Not in surrender. In greeting. The alien commander froze. Its neural systems reacted instantly. Direct observation provided more data than distant scanning. Yet the result was the same. Incomplete. Unstable. Unknown. But now something new appeared. Its biological sensors detected Daniel's heart rate. Elevated, but steady. They detected stress chemicals in his bloodstream. Fear, but controlled. They detected no aggression. No attack preparation. No hostile intent. Only fear. And something else. Something their systems could not classify. The alien stepped closer. Carefully. Its hand extended slowly toward Daniel. Daniel did not move away. The alien's fingers touched his wrist. Contact. Instantly, both of them felt it. Not physically, Not electrically. Something deeper. The alien's nervous system received signals it had never experienced. Not commands. Not data. Emotion. Raw. Unfiltered. Daniel's fear. Daniel's uncertainty. Daniel's determination. Daniel's empathy. Empathy. The alien system struggled to process it. Empathy had no clear function. No strategic value. No measurable advantage. Their species had evolved beyond it millions of years ago. Empathy slowed decision-making. Empathy introduced risk. Empathy created uncertainty. So they had removed it. Optimized themselves. Perfected themselves. But now, touching the human, they felt it again. And it was overwhelming. Not weakness. Not inefficiency. Something else. Connection. The alien pulled its hand back suddenly. Its neural network flooded with new signals. Confusion. Instability. Awareness. It looked at Daniel differently now. Not as an anomaly. Not as a threat. As something alive in a way they had forgotten. Throughout the fleet, systems continued running destruction protocols. Ancient automated processes. Prepared long before this moment. Prepared for species classified as irrelevant. Prepared for predictable outcomes. Earth was still classified as irrelevant. And the automated sequence had reached final stage. Weapons charging. Target locks forming. Planetary destruction imminent. Inside the flagship, alarms appeared. The commanders saw them instantly. The automated system was proceeding. It did not recognize the anomaly. It did not recognize uncertainty. It only recognized protocol. Destroy. Eliminate. Control. The commanders attempted override. Their commands entered the system. Rejected. The protocol was older than their authority. It existed beyond individual control. The fleet began preparing to fire. The alien commander looked at Daniel. This human had disrupted everything. This human had introduced uncertainty. This human had shown something their species had lost. And now their own systems were about to erase his world. The alien commander made a decision no Virelian had made in millions of years. It trusted something it could not predict. It gestured toward the center of the chamber. A platform rose from the floor. An interface. Organic. Living. Connected directly to the ship's core systems. The alien motioned for Daniel to approach. Daniel hesitated. He did not understand what they wanted. But he understood one thing. They were asking for help. Slowly, he stepped onto the platform. The surface reacted to his presence. Light flowed beneath his feet. The alien placed its hand on the interface. Then looked at Daniel. Daniel understood. He placed his hand beside it. The moment his skin touched the surface, the system reacted violently. Not rejecting him. Not accepting him. Struggling to define him. His nervous system connected. Not digitally. Not mechanically. Biologically. Emotionally. The system scanned him. Failed. Scanned again. Failed again. But now something new entered the system. Not data. Not commands. Intent. Daniel was afraid. But he did not want to fight. He did not want to destroy. He did not want anyone to die. He wanted survival. For everyone. The system tried to process this. Tried to classify it. Could not. Because it had never been designed to understand empathy. Its logic circuits entered conflict. Destroy irrelevant species. Preserve connected biological entity. Destroy. Preserve. Destroy. Preserve. The contradiction spread across the entire fleet. Weapons hesitated. Target locks destabilized. The automated system could not resolve the conflict. For the first time in its existence, it stopped. Not because it was ordered. Because it could not decide. Daniel collapsed to his knees, breathing heavily. The connection ended. The alien commander watched. The destruction sequence had halted. Earth remained alive. Not because of superior weapons. Not because of strategic advantage. Because of something their systems could not measure. A simple human decision not to hate. Hours later, the alien fleet began to move. Not toward Earth. Away from it. Slowly. Peacefully. Without firing a single weapon. Inside the flagship, Daniel stood beside the alien commander, looking out at the stars. Neither of them spoke for a long time. Finally, the alien activated a translation field. Its voice was calm. "Why did you greet us?" Daniel thought about the question. He could have said many things. He could have talked about fear, about survival, about protecting Earth. But the truth was simpler. "You looked afraid," he said. The alien commander processed the answer. Afraid. Their species did not use that word. They used calculations. They used predictions. They used certainty. But fear. Fear came from uncertainty. And uncertainty had come from him. The alien looked at Daniel. This fragile biological creature. This physically weak species. This unpredictable mind. Humans were not dangerous because of their strength. They were dangerous because they could act without certainty. They could care without calculation. They could trust without proof. They could choose connection over control. In a galaxy ruled by logic, that made them the most unpredictable force of all. The alien commander spoke one final time. "You cannot be scanned." Daniel smiled slightly. "I guess I'm bad with machines." The alien did not understand humor. But it understood something else. Some things could not be measured. Some things could not be predicted. Some things could only be experienced. The fleet disappeared into the darkness. Earth remained. Alive. Unaware of how close it had come to ending. Daniel Hayes returned home. He went back to fixing air filters. Back to repairing broken systems. Back to being unnoticed. But far beyond Earth, across the silent galaxy, the Virelian Empire carried a new understanding. They had faced countless enemies. Countless weapons. Countless threats. But the most powerful force they had ever encountered was not strength. Not technology. Not destruction. It was something far more dangerous. A simple human heart. And they would never be able to scan it.